Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday afternoon. Thank you for joining me. I do have Romeo as a guest today, but I want to go over a few things first. First 22 straight winning days. So here's the shocker. Same positions I mentioned yesterday. How's that possible? The market was off 200, 400 points. I'm going to explain. I had tooth surgery today, so I might slur a little. T-Doc, what did I do? It closed at 139. It opened at 134 this morning when the market threw up on itself. I bought more options, and I bought the ones with the 135 strike price. I sold them before close when T-Doc was pressing 139 again. Guess what? I'm going to do the same thing tomorrow. Understand, I bought the ones in the money. I didn't average down with the ones that are at $144. Yes, I do think those will be profitable, but there's no need to put extra strain on your account. And I'll tell you, the light bulb went off today that I don't share that enough because I was talking to a lifetime member for his private lesson. And then Romeo mentioned yesterday, when he averages down, you must go in or at the money. Sometimes he sells his first bit of contracts that are out of the money, uses that to buy fewer contracts in or at the money. So I'll explain how that makes sense today, right? TTD, all right? I bought and sold it a bunch of times this morning on open. It was like 45 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents, 60 cents, 68 cents. I cleared out most of my position. When it went down to 45 cents, I re-upped my position. Okay, so everybody that thinks they're in trouble with TTD, it's the same thing. I also bought more TTD calls when it dipped at $79. I paid 95 cents for them. They're currently like $1.40. I'm up 45% on those, or maybe even 48%. So people that are struggling, you don't have to average down with the same out of the money option. If you wait for the dip, like you saw this morning, you go, when it dips, I'm going to buy the $79 calls. That's what I said to myself. They were flickering between 90 and $1 each. Okay, what other positions am I in? Because you guys, I don't want you to get upset tomorrow when you're like, shit, I didn't know he's in that. PayPal, I'm currently down like 22%. I bought in at like 271 a change, and it dipped more like $2 more. Oh, Plug. I mentioned Plug. I sold this AM on the spike. I bought more on the dip. I thought I was going to hold it till tomorrow. Guess what happened? 2 minutes before the market closed, Plug spiked a little more. I paid $72. I got out at $93. All right. That's $21 per contract. I made what, like 27%. Now, the same with Fastly. People are like, dude, Matt, I don't know about him anymore. So all these stocks are the ones that I keep mentioning day after day. Just because Fastly had a bad day 2 days after I mentioned it and went down to like 39 and change this morning, I think it's at 41 again. So when it goes down, you average down. All right. When you think you call the bottom, I'm green on Fastly. So hopefully other people are like, yeah, Fastly's kicking ass, but it's still only at $41, which was the initial position we got in on. So that's crazy. Okay, what other positions did I enter into? UVXY, I bought puts when it spiked, and I happened to call the top today. I only bought 30 contracts. I secured 44% on the way down. I bought UVXY puts when it hit basically $26, $25.98. And then I re-entered it, spiked up to $25.40, and I'm in it again. Only with the first position. The first position I bought was $26 puts. The position now is $25 puts. Okay, very important, and I'll explain why this matters. Rules. Cash accounts only. You can trade as many as possible. You can secure profit a minute after you enter into the trade. You can plan ahead and not watch. It was the greatest thing when my plug options, and I'm planning for the live stream, when my phone beeped to me 2 minutes before market close and told me I got $93 per option. There was no way. It was at 83, 85. There was no way it was going to 93. Boom, it went to 93. It closed at like 85. So I got an extra $8 per contract because I planned ahead. All right, now don't get greedy. Small players are good. I'm happy to get out of the position. So here's the thing that I wanted to share with you guys about my small account challenge because I understand it. Now I'm going to show you through transparency what the correct move was and what the incorrect move was and how I'm going to end up being okay. Even now I'm currently down like 50%. Started with 2,000, have less than 1,000. Here are the trades, and I'll slow them down. T-Doc was the first trade. 2 contracts made $260. Then I got involved with another T-Doc. I'm okay there, but I didn't have money to average down on the second position because here's the mistake. So when I bought one TTD at $2.50 and it went down, I bought 2 more contracts too early. If I had waited till it went down to $1.40 or whatever it was, or $1.50, that would have been fine. I didn't. I averaged down. My average, I think, was like 231, and I had 5 contracts. So I'm already too heavily invested in a small account. All right. Then today, I did some good stuff. I sold them. I rebought them. So the good thing is now my average is 93 cents, and they're still probably at like 50 cents. So I'm still down 40%. I did manage to scalp some money, but I get it with a small account. When you when you screw up and you average down too soon and you buy too many contracts, because we all do it. I've got the most FOMO out there. So my rules are so great for me, which is why I know they work for everybody. But the point is, when you break them, instead of having 3 TTD contracts and then being able to average down, buying 3 more today, and maybe having 6, and then having 2 TDOT contracts and averaging down and maybe having like 4 or 5 now, right? And being in good position with 5 and with 6. Now I'm stuck with TTD contracts because I mixed it up today. I've got about 18 of them, all right? So the good news is when I'm correct about TTD, my small account will go from negative 50% to positive 50%, all right? It sucks that I broke the rules. I should only have 3 contracts. I should only have 2 TDOT contracts. I should have been able to average down today. And instead, I had to do some crazy stuff to sell, buy, and increase my position. And the thing is, you guys with small accounts can't do it. I did it in my larger account. So I'm trading, 50 contracts a time, buying, selling, and I just average in my other ones. Okay. But if you're doing a small account, which is the problem, and you need a cash account, which is why F Robinhood, because Robinhood does not let you have a cash account. You're always on margin. So if you have a cash account with Webull, E-Trade, whoever it is, doesn't matter. You could enter, exit. That's the point. You secure profit. All right. I had to average down with TTD. I had to use my other account. I'm buying 50 contracts, selling 50, buying 50, selling 50. I had all the orders written out in front of me, so I was executing. It was great. I haven't had that fast-paced interaction in a long time, so I was really happy. With that said, I've got Romeo as a guest today. I've got 2 of his slides. We only have like 4 slides. Somebody said, you know why it's great when Romeo comes on? Because we don't have to look at those stupid slides. So that might be true. I'm not a financial advisor. Please, if you're getting content out of this, give us thumbs up. Romeo's great. He's amazing. He's going to show you again what he does, and he amazes me every day. So let's welcome Romeo. Thanks for joining us, Romeo.
How you guys doing?
And John, if we can go right into slides today so we can just kill up the slides and then focus on Romeo. Maybe not. All right, so with slides today, and there they go. Knew that thing was falling up. All right, I can't really see this for shit, and I think this is one of Romeo's positions. Can you see it, Romeo? I think it's the SPY. Let's go on to another slide. Yeah, basically, his return was, 95%? Okay, here are some of my favorite stocks. I want to talk about this real quick. How do you make profit, Matt? Okay, I wasn't in Roblox. It opened at $74. I bought Roblox options at $75. It went up to $80. I did not sell. Okay, I'm still holding my Roblox. PayPal, it went down to like $269. I bought in right around where it is now. I'm still down about 22%. The next 2 I didn't enter into. Zillow I entered into today around $90. I think it was as low as like $89. TDOC was as low as $134 and change this morning. So when people are scared shitless and selling their contracts, I'm buying the 135s, and I made a killing today. Trade Desk, again, everybody was like, oh, shit, man, down 1-2% pre-market. It's down to $77. What's going on? Understand, these are the stocks that I tell people have demand. So there's TDOC, Trade Desk. Oh, look, a Plug was positive. Upstart, even though they did an offering, positive. Edit was at $56 or $57 this morning. So anybody that says they cannot make money, you have the wrong watch list. When that shit's going down, you should be purchasing. When Edit is at $57 this morning, you go, oh, what are the 750 calls going for? $3, $4, I'll buy it. When Edit goes to 62 tomorrow, you'd be 100% profit. Let's get another slide. Sorry, Romeo, we're going to your slides. This one I think was yours as well. Okay, screw the slides. All right, let's just bring Romeo on. I got no clue why the slides aren't working. Probably because the guy fell on his head that runs the slides, but we all know that. Thanks, John. I appreciate your help. All right, so I've got Romeo here today. The reason I brought him on is he loves to talk about the SPY. The SPY is the direction of the market. The great thing that he showed the lifetime members, because we have a separate chat, is he showed he was in 3 positions of the SPY. This morning he was in calls. Then he went from calls to puts. Then he went from puts to calls. I had slides showing you guys his profit was like 200%, over 100%. And then the third slide, I think he was working on like 40 or 30 or 40% going up. I think he's got calls, so we'll see how that pans out. Obviously, Romeo sounds a little bullish tomorrow. But thank you for joining me, Romeo.
Thank you,
Share with
brother.
everybody, what else did you do today? Because I only mentioned the spy information.
Yeah, I mean the spy was awesome. I got into Moderna last night, mRNA. I saw it beat it up for the last 5 days. I had 5 straight outflow days, and it was just a matter of time when it popped. And I got a $400 call for 365, and I sold it for 13.
Okay, so you weren't in it this morning. What did it open at? Just for everybody, I still could hardly hear you. He was in a Moderna call. He entered into yesterday. So Romeo happens to be lucky as well as good because this morning the CDC came out and they said you're going to need a third booster shot. So Pfizer, Moderna, and the other guy, probably Johnson & Johnson, they all probably went up today. All Romeo cared about was Moderna. So he bought it in again. What would you say, $430 or three?
I did the $400 calls for 375.
Okay, so he paid $375 for one contract. So again, he still imagines, even though his account's north of 17,000, he plays around like his account is $5, $7, $1,000. He buys one contract for $375. So the other people who are probably platform members who are jealous, when you're buying 10 contracts and you're losing money, this man is buying one contract, shaking his head at you because he knows he's making money, and he's allowed to sell it and then buy something else. So what'd you sell the Moderna for? Are you still holding it?
I sold it. I'm not going to carry that into tomorrow, but I sold it for 13.
Okay, for $1,300 for one call. So you're in for under 400. You sell it for 1,300. Yeah, that's 200 and something percent. And then I saw you had some SPY contracts again. Now this was this morning. I'm assuming you bought the contracts this morning off that mega dip, right?
No, so last night, right when there was spiking, I decided to buy the puts because I knew today it should go down at least $1 or $2, and it went down to 440.85. So.
Okay, so your thought process was similar. I thought the SPY would go down today, but I thought tech would have a really strong day today. At least that's what I was hoping for, because those two rotate. So when tech is a strong day, usually the Dow sells off. So a lot of us thought the Dow was going to sell off. So I went instinctively saying if the 10-year was low and the 20-year was low, inflation, no inflation, tech should do extremely well today. So again, caught me off guard that they were selling off tech. Made me a little worried for some people this morning because I got a lot of TTD comments, and I was like, I know I see demand, average down the right way. So that's all I was telling people when they were reaching out to me on the side this morning. What are you doing? Average down the right way if you have belief, which puts you in or at the money. And they were like, that's why I heard that question so many times today. So I had to share. So anybody that missed it, if you're in a stock and like TTD, for example, I had $82.50 calls. And it goes down to $78 and change, or even $77 yesterday. When I'm buying my calls today, I bought the $79 calls. They're not in the money, but they were a lot damn closer, $3.50 closer. Now, if I'm correct about TTD and it hits 85 later this week, we're all going to be rich, so it doesn't matter. All right, sorry, interrupting. I get sidetracked. I had surgery. Did I say that? I'm on like painkillers?
Yeah, I heard so, your tooth. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm missing like so many teeth. My doctor said, hey, I took an x-ray. I don't know how you can be able to eat. You're missing so many teeth. I have 2 pulled here, 1 pulled here. What are you going to do? All right, we'll fix that. So what else? You got into Moderna. You got into the SPY. So we were talking. You said the SPY, and I won't hog the conversation, but you got to talk louder. So you went into last night saying you thought the SPY was going down. How many contracts did you have?
One contract. No, I had 2. Sorry, I had 2 contracts.
Okay. How much did you spend on those contracts?
So I spent $250, $247 on each contract.
Each of them. Okay, so his position, understand his account's at like 17,000. He probably has in cash in probably like 11,000. So he spent $500 on his new position and bought 2 contracts, which was $500. Okay, he had his one Moderna contract, which he knew he was killing it in because when the market opened up, it was already up to close, probably like $10, $11, $9. So he knew he was killing it. So he said to himself, okay, I'll spend $500. He didn't say I'll spend $5,000. And the crazy thing is, Romeo, you get this, right? Every time you make a trade, you're correct. You made 220%. You made 120%. You made over 100%. If you somehow broke the rule, right? Let's just say you did. And instead of one contract, you were like, shit, I'm going to buy 60. I'm freaking Romeo, right? How much money would you have made? Just so these people understand, because I know how much you would make. You probably would have made like $7,000 or $8,000 today, and you probably would have made $7,000 yesterday, and you probably would have made $7,000. So Romeo's been on fire. When I say I'm on fire, Romeo is just as hot in fuego. And the crazy thing is, he does not buy more than 1 or 2 contracts at a time. If he does, you're putting yourself, and people, I wish they'd understand this. Anybody that's like, I can do what Romeo's doing, you can, but then there gets that one time, and I break the rules. I'm the best rule breaker out there, and I will buy 15 contracts, and then I'll buy 50 contracts. And when I'm wrong twice, because that's when me averaging down 15, then 50, I will go and I will buy 200 contracts. So somebody else that's smarter and follows the rules will have 3 contracts. I will have 243 contracts. Yes, I like more risk, but I must be the most not following the rules person out there, I guess.
I mean, trust me, I wanted to buy 10 contracts, 20 contracts. And then a little voice tells me, Romeo, 1 contract or 2 contracts max. So I listen to my voice.
Yes, everybody, listen to your little voice, your little Romeo. Let's make a little Romeo Baba doll. Put him on your shoulder, and he'll be like, 1 contract. That's it. So let's get to some questions, because everybody should get it by now. We did it yesterday. We did it today. Romeo likes to spy because it's the direction of the market. He could go in or out of the money. It doesn't really matter. He spends a certain amount of money. That's what's most important. He buys contracts that are 250, whatever. He spends $500. If he's right about the direction, he just made $500 or more, over 100%. So you don't have to get yourself in trouble. Somebody mentioned they followed me in. Oh, a lifetime member. He had $3,000 left. He had 330 contracts of TTD, which meant he basically had half of his account there. So if he averaged down the correct way, he threw the rest of his account in there today. Probably is not looking so bad, but he basically put his whole account on one stock. So let's hope we got 3 more days for that. Let's get some questions. Hit the like button. This will be both of us here. So UVXY basically gauges volatility in the market. As the markets throw up on itself, the UVXY should be spiking. So the UVXY spiked from $24 to $26 today, which was under 10%. Okay. The crazy thing is the market was down 500 points and 300 points, and it still didn't spike that high. So what do I like to do? I buy puts only. When the UVXY spiked to 26, I got in at 25.98. I bought 30 contracts. It went down. I made 45%. It spiked again. I bought some more UVXY. So we don't have to be right. Just like Romeo can't tell you tomorrow the SPY is going up or down. He was in the SPY 3 times today. It went down, he was in puts. It went up, he was in calls. It went down, he was in puts. So when I tell you guys, use the cash account, UVXY is great. With the volatility in the market, that shit can spike. So when it looks at it at the bottom and you want to play it for a spike, if you think the market's going to throw up on themselves, which they have been the last couple of days, but before that, we're at all-time highs. When the market's all-time highs, UVXY goes down. So if we have a green day tomorrow, and I'll say a prayer right now, Romeo, you could talk a little. I'm going to say a NASDAQ prayer for my NASDAQ stock tomorrow. Maybe Bitcoin's going to hit 47,000 in the morning. I'm pretty sure it's going to hit 46.6. So there's a Bitcoin prediction for you. What are you thinking about the markets tomorrow? Green, red?
I think it's going to be green tomorrow. Not crazy green, but pretty green.
And you think the markets, both of them, could be green tomorrow? Because remember, it hasn't moved like that in a while. Usually it's one up, one down. So it's tricky.
I don't see both just yet. I think that can happen probably later on next week. I'm thinking tech will be a little bit more stronger this tomorrow. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay. So if everybody wants to monitor that, obviously tech you can monitor because you can follow the NASDAQ. The SPY will be somewhat weaker than in flow with the Dow, okay? So anybody that has SPY puts, if you see a spike, maybe you don't get that worried. You just assume that it's the market and manipulation going on. Because we haven't spoke about this. Romeo, I mean, what's your standpoint? I used to work for the manipulators. So let's take the question off right here real quick, and let's just talk about market manipulation, because I talk about what I used to do for these institutions and how if someone gave me $10 million, and I mentioned I could have played around with the stock today. If someone gave me $25 million, I would have needed a little more ammunition. But I know the market's manipulated. I know these institutions are trying to get in your head and everybody else's head out there and scare the shit out of them. So when it's going down, it's a snowball effect. They could buy up all your cheap shit. And when it's going up, they're selling all their shares to you. So all they do is, that's my opinion. How much manipulation do you think goes on out there?
I think there's a lot of manipulation. And yesterday was one of the, I was talking to one of our other lifetime members, Tyler, and we were like, you know what, if SPY hits all-time high yesterday, it's going to be sell-off today. It's a manipulation because that FOMO people buying. they're going to get that up and they're going to drop it. And that's exactly what happened today.
And it's simple. So when I tell people psychology of trading, simplify it. What do you think would be? So I ask people, who do you think's buying right now? Why are they buying? Are they going to continue buying, or would they sell with the market? So you got it right there. All-time highs. You and Tyler, lifetime members, we're talking as you guys do. You guys have a small account challenge. Awesome. You're also crushing it by over 100% of your small account challenge. From $100, where are you now?
220.
220. Okay. And you started what, a week ago, right?
Yeah.
So anybody that says I can't trade, I can't join the platform, $3.49 I can't afford to trade. He had $100 a week ago. See, Romeo's a lifetime member. He goes on the platform for us and he posts, him and Tyler talk about their challenge. Here's what they're going to do. And they plan ahead. So anybody that says I can't follow along, they go on and they're like, hey, I'm going to buy the SPY. It's currently $75 or 75 cents. I'm going to put in a bid for $30. Okay, and that's all they do. And they disappear, and he goes and does his job, or he goes out for ice cream. If it gets to $30, boom, it executes. And then he says to himself, I don't know, I'll sell it at $75. It was $75, and he just made $45 off $30. So over 100%. So anybody saying, I don't have enough money to trade, I can't trade options, you sign on your platform. They say to you, how experienced are you? What do you say? Very, right?
Very. That's it.
Very.
Just say very.
How much money you got, Romeo? Even though your account is $100. I don't know. I got $1 million. How about you, Romeo? Million?
2 million. That's it.
2 million he's got. So everybody understand, when your platforms are asking you your options questions, hey, how experienced are you? You say 20 years. How old are you? 22 years old? Great. You've got 20 years of option experience. Now, I'm not telling anybody to do that, but if you did do that, they would grant you options trading. So if you have $100, whatever you want to get started with, there are great methods and modes to get started. There are easier trades. You have a thought process, have a plan. Let's get to some more questions, please. Okay, thoughts on Uber calls. Oh, I know what my thoughts are, but I haven't really looked at Uber. So I'm going to look at Uber. But I know that hedge funds, big money, and really smart money. I don't remember the hedgies that I'm talking about, but I heard them this morning. They're in Uber. They've been buying Uber since the second quarter. So I'm actually going to zoom out on Uber and look at the chart and let you know what I think. What do you think, Romeo?
You know, it's funny. I was actually talking about Uber to one of our platform members today. She asked me, should she get in today? And I said, wait for the bottom. Right now we're at $41.
Damn close. Looks like the bottom to me.
Yep.
And I'll tell you why. Because they had earnings a couple weeks ago. They had earnings. There was demand. Now they're at a lower price point than their earnings date when there was demand. And again, I only know this. If I didn't know that there was smart money behind these trades, I wouldn't necessarily say Uber's probably going to turn around. But I would snapshot this one. I would say Uber's a good time to get in. You didn't even miss the bottom that much. It was $40.58. It's $41 now.
Yep.
So here's the thing about Uber, okay? Very careful. If you're entering Uber in options, whatever, Romeo strategy, you buy one. Use that guy, that guy right there, man. Buy one. If it goes down, buy one more. So then you'll have two. All right, let's get another question up there. This is great. You're like, if you were on my shoulder, oh my God, I would probably be the most successful trader in the history of trading. If Romeo was there, almost like as a coach or a manager. All right, would you grab Pfizer? I'll grab Apple. You go first.
All right. Well, I usually do Apple. I love Apple.
Oh, no. Then you do Apple. I'll do Pfizer, man. I just thought you were kind of like the biotech guy now.
Oh, no. Apple's one of my favorites to trade.
Share it, because I love hearing about Apple.
So right now, I would wait for another 2 to 3 days before I get into Apple. We are closer to the all-time high. There has to be some sort of consolidation. It hasn't happened directly yet. I still think there's going to be a couple more days before you can get in. The good thing about Apple is that they have more inflow days than outflow days, but lately they've been having a little bit more outflow days ever since it hit the all-time high. So me personally, I would wait. I wouldn't get in anytime soon. I would want to be in around 142. If it gets down to 142, that's when I would enter Apple.
Okay, and I'm going to give – that's interesting, dude. I appreciate that. I'm going to look at that one, actually, because I have two choices. Someone mentions Pfizer, and I've got the devil, and I've got the smart dude. Now, Romeo's the smart dude, right? I'm the devil. I look at Pfizer, and I'm like, oh, my God, 5 out of the last 6 days, heavy inflow, heavy demand. Pfizer went from like $46, $45 to $50. It went up over 10%. And the inflow, the volume's crazy. So that dude's like, yeah, buy that shit, dude. Buy it, buy it. The smart dude in me, or the Romeo in me, is looking, going, there's been 4 straight inflow days, heavy volume the last 2 days. It looks like it's due for a pullback. So I don't know when the pullback is, but I'll be watching. Now, if the Dow pulls back tomorrow and biotech happens to pull back, maybe Pfizer goes back to $49. Again, it was $48.71. So if you're watching Pfizer, you're watching for those dips. Sub 49 would be golden. So 48.71, what it was down to, that's when you should have been buying instead of asking. I know it looks ugly, but that's why you enter one with the Romeo plan, the one contract. I'm going to trademark that. All right, let's get another question up there. My tooth is definitely bleeding. You answer this one because I'm bleeding. Oh.
So do I think mRNA? So look, Moderna is very, very volatile. I mean, it goes up, it goes down, it moves $20, $25 a day. It's hard to say, but like, look, they have a third shot. They're requesting a third shot for people that can help. It's been bad, it's been beaten up 5 straight inflow days. Outflow days. Today's an inflow day. I think tomorrow it can get to 425. That's just my prediction. I think tomorrow it can hit 425.
Okay, but you're not holding any calls, are you?
Actually, I am. I got a $500 call today.
All right, John, put that thing up where it says we don't own or participate in these stocks, because most of the time, I'm just kidding. All right, I'm going to talk about Upstart, because Upstart made a private placement offering of something like 2026 convertible note. Who the hell knows what they're talking about? But I think it was like $500 million or $700 million. You would think Upstart would sell off. Upstart's demand was pretty secure today. So if institutions wanted to have some fun and they wanted to sell this off, it was as low as $1.90 this morning, $190. They could have sold that shit. And I only know because I did the same thing. This is what I'm talking about. If somebody gave me $30 million this morning, I could have made Upstart look like a $160 company. Probably. Maybe not. Retail traders, I think, liked it. So anyway, they pushed it as high as 208 today. Yeah, I mean, that's demand. 5 straight inflow days, 5 straight heavy volume. But you should definitely do your due diligence. Read the news, read the earnings, read why there's 5 times. Usually there's a million volume. Ever since earnings 5 days ago, there's 7.5 million volume every day, and inflow and demand is there. So yeah, if tech is strong tomorrow, Upstart's going to be 215. All right, there's no other way about it. So if tech throws up tomorrow and goes down 200 points, Upstart might go back to $188. So it's risk versus reward. If you think tech is strong, boom, you got your play for tomorrow. And the good news about Upstart is very volatile, big movements. So if you're right about the upside, you get massive returns. However, if you buy an Upstart option, one option goes up 100%, sell it. It's going to cost you $500-$600 to buy it. If it goes to $1,200, you buy something for $600. 2 hours later, someone offers you $1,200. Romeo, what do?
You sell it.
Sell it. There's no emotion. There's no emotion. Let's get another question up here. Power Wireless, thank you for that $2 super sticker. I'll split it with Romeo. I owe you $1. Hey, Matt, Romeo, what are your thoughts on pins? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Lock it pins, and we'll go 1, 2, 3, and we'll either say calls or puts. All right?
All right.
Let me look at it first. Let me look. Okay, I got my answer.
Okay,
we'll do 1, 2, 3, and then we'll say it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, calls. All right, there it is, man. So that was fun. We should do that more often. Any other questions like that? I only say that because, okay, I'm a fan of tech. So I think tech's going to do okay because I think Dow stocks are overrated now and too expensive. I'm looking at inflow for pins 3 of the last 4 days. And one of those days it went down and actually went down today as well. So it's not like volume's crazy. But when volume's 8 million and the stock is a $50 stock, that is what? 400, that's $500 million. Okay. So if there was some manipulation, you would need at least a tenth of that, $50 million. So there's no manipulation here. There is demand. 3 out of 4 days, it's bottomed. I would buy calls. All right, let's get another question. All right, should we look at eBay's? This is going to be a tough one, bro. Because I know I was mixed on eBay. So let's look at eBay. Calls or puts, huh?
eBay.
Oh, that is going to be a tough one. Okay, I think I made up my mind. I don't know why, though, but ready? You ready?
Sure.
There's no wrong answer, bro. It could go both ways on this one. All right, 1, 2, 3,
Calls.
puts. All right, I knew it. I knew. See, the tough thing about eBay is now, if you look at the 1 month chart, demand. Today was probably consolidation. So Romeo is probably going to be correct. However, man, I would feel terrible if I said buy eBay calls and tomorrow's a bad day for eBay and it goes down to $68, which would be like 6%. If tomorrow's a bad day for eBay, I'll give it to you right here. It's
But
going
he
sub
didn't
70.
say he didn't say when to buy puts or calls, right? So he just
Yes,
said
he
eBay
did not.
puts.
Okay, so what's your input there?
So if it was like tomorrow, like if he wants to get in tomorrow, I wouldn't get into a call tomorrow. Like you have to wait for a few days. We just had 5 straight inflow days, 1 outflow, 2 more days, and then you decide.
Yeah. So everybody knows what Romeo was talking about. You would look up eBay right now, and I get we're still having the same members watching, so you guys actually want to learn, so that's great. So I'm going to take a minute to explain this. You look at the 1 month chart. You see on June 9th, they started buying that day. It flattened out. Then they had 5 straight inflow days, green days, and the volume got bigger each day. Okay? Now, if you're involved in the first day, more power to you. If you get involved and you call the second day because you're like flatline, inflow, more power to you. If you get involved the third day in the morning where there was mega volume and it shot up, more power to you. If you miss that, there is no FOMO in eBay, which is why I would only look to pay $70. I wouldn't pay more than $70 for anything eBay related right now. And that's it.
I'll do 69, 68, 69.
All right. Yeah, I know, because everybody gets in better than Matt. Romeo would get in 3% better than me. Let's get one more question. Please, everybody watching, thumbs up. It is important for the algorithms. I'm asking you as a courtesy. I do this every day. And the reason is YouTube used to show my videos to like 25,000 people a day, right? Now they show my videos to like 3,000 people a day. I would like to improve that. I'm not asking for anything in return other than please share the video with somebody. Be like, I learned something today. This dude has other videos. For anybody watching, I'm going to give you a little extra at why Romeo reviews Kellogg. My videos that are good, right? Ask Matt, episodes 3, 8, 14. Okay, 3 and 8 are options. 14, you're in a shitty stock. 37, averaging down with options. If you don't know how to average down and you don't know what I mean about changing the strike or the expiration, 37. All right. 47 was good. I think I spoke about spreadsheets. And 42, I spoke about my secret column in my spreadsheet. All right. I gave you like 6, 7 episodes. They're anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. So you put in 3.5 hours, and literally you will feel like your trading skills have gone from like a 75 percentile to like a 92 percentile. You're going to understand to enter into and exit out of positions and secure profit. You're going to go up to a 94. It's like a Madden score. You know, when you play Madden, you want that player that has a 99. You want to be that player with the 99. If your Madden score is 68, and hopefully everybody will relate to me on this one, young or old, you came into trading, your Madden score is like a 63. You're the slow offensive lineman, okay? I don't care what position you play. You're the slow dude. Now you're more experienced. You make some good plays, bad plays. You're up to an 81. You're still the dude that fumbles the ball on the punt return, okay? I want you to be an 88 player, a 90 player. Romeo here stepped up his game. He's probably like a 92, 93. When he becomes Tom Brady, the greatest of greats, man, he's going to be crushing every trade, and I will still have him on here. So understand that. What's your thought on Kellogg, Romeo?
So looking at the chart, and I looked at the RSA.
Face the computer. I can't hear you.
I think it might go up maybe another day or two, then it's going to have a free fall. I'm looking at right now is almost at its peak for the past few days. You know, inflow has been great, but I would be a little iffy in a day or two. I think it's going to drop.
Yeah, I would stay away from Kellogg. So Kellogg looks too good to be true. Just looking at the 1 month chart, you got 3, 4, 6, 10. Out of the last 15 days, there have been 2 outflow days in Kellogg. Not saying every day it goes up, but they had earnings. It was at the bottom. It was like April 4th. All right, we're only like April, 16th now? So since earnings, every day has been inflow except for one day. And even on that day of outflow, it looks like it might have even went up. So if you ask me, anything above $64.10 is paying too much. In fact, it would be risky, but I might take Nah, I wouldn't take a negative position on this one. There's too much inflow and demand.
Yeah.
But you want to find something that spikes too high. Stocks don't only go straight up. If you find a stock that just spikes to ridiculous, and it almost looks like Kellogg. I mean, when stocks spike, here's the catch for everybody else that knows when to start selling a stock that spikes. I don't know if you know this, Romeo. As the volume decreases. So if your stock spikes to 100 and say Upstart goes to 120 tomorrow or 220 tomorrow, right? From 200 to 220 tomorrow. If the volume is really light, say Upstart only does 3 million tomorrow and spikes 10%, I would run for the hills. When volume is light and your stock is spiking, I wish that rhymed. It would be so much easier to remember. That's when you run for the hills. When your stock is spiking and volume is heavy and it says to you, tomorrow might be green as well, that's when you know your shit can go higher. When volume's light, that's it. All right, so I think we're done for today. I appreciate you, Romeo. This is awesome, bro. I mean, your real job would probably get so angry at me. So I don't know. Maybe we'll have you back one more time, maybe like Friday to summarize the week, and you can tell me how you're crushing it. But you wouldn't need a real job if you were trading crazy and breaking every rule. You understand that, right? You'd probably be living in like a fat pad in Miami Beach. Don't do that shit.
Nope.
Don't do that. Maybe sometime in the future. But not tonight. All right. Thank you, Romeo. Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you.